Call to order, City of Forest Park, council meeting number 1285. Let's stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Burns.
Here.
Collins. Here. Cottle. Herbie.
Here.
Holt.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Here.
Southall.
Here.
Is there a motion? Councilwoman Herbie.
I would move to excuse Councilwoman Cottle.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We excuse Councilwoman Collins. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to excuse Councilwoman Cottle, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Cottle is excused. Next item on the agenda is the minutes. You all received minutes of the meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, we'll go to item number 3, presentations. A on the presentation is the January business of the month. Forest Park Internal Medicine and Pediatrics, Mercy Health Physicians, Mr. Paul Bram.
Mayor, thank you very much. Indeed, our Economic Development Commission has selected Forest Park Internal Medicine and Pediatrics as our January 2017 Business of the Month. The EDC wanted to call attention to Mercy's impressive investment to renovate a vacant building at 11550 Winton Road. For those of us who are familiar with that area, it's the old Hollywood Video building. We know what that building looked like before. It's certainly a dramatic improvement now. Several physicians have already moved into the 7,400 square foot space, keeping the growing medical practice here in Forest Park. And indeed, this project is the latest example of an ongoing and mutually beneficial partnership we have with Mercy. Mercy makes quality healthcare easy. It is the premier healthcare provider that has been providing Greater Cincinnati residents with quality healthcare for more than 160 years. The company provides an integrated network of leading physicians, compassionate caregivers, comprehensive services, and exceptional care at more than 100 locations across the region. Their impressive network of care includes 6 award-winning hospitals, 8 senior living facilities, primary and specialty care physician practices, outpatient centers, social service agencies, fitness centers, and a variety of outreach programs. There are 4 physicians who are working out of the Forest Park office. Dr. Stephen Wilson, who's been practicing for 16 years, Dr. Alaba Robinson, who's been practicing for 12 years, Dr. Joya Seitz, who's been practicing for 5.5 years, and Dr. Darcy Thornton, who's been practicing for 10 years. In addition, Annette Lavender, a certified nurse practitioner for over 25 years, is also a member of their team. And Forest Park Internal Medicine and Pediatrics is truly an outstanding corporate citizen and a great addition to our business community. And at this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Wilson up. I have to tell you, when they read through the list of the community partners that they do, many of you are probably familiar. They work with the high school quite a bit. They handle all of their sporting events for their athletes and their physicals and those types of things. But the list of things that this practice does in the community is truly amazing. So with that, I'll invite Dr. Wilson up. He's here.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Says the City of Forest Park Business of the Month, Forest Park Internal Medicine and Pediatrics, Mercy Health Physicians, in recognition of the company's contribution to the growth and the development of the City of Forest Park. Congratulations and welcome to Forest Park. Not welcome, but thanks for staying.
Oh. Thank you very much, Mayor Johnson, and thank you for council members and Mr. Brim. We're indeed excited that we were able to stay in Forest Park and grow. About 5 years ago, we started on this collaboration where we were at our initial location at 1230 West Kemper. And thanks to all the support from the hospital, the city, and the residents of Forest Park, we've been able to grow into a much larger space and able to provide services for all of our patients. So again, if you need outstanding primary care services, feel free to call 513-924-8200. We will take great care of you. And again, thank you very much for this award.
Thank you again, sir. The next item on the agenda on the presentation is item B, Holiday Decoration Contest Awards. Councilwoman Holt.
Good evening. These are the awards that were given out to the people that called in and wanted to participate in the holiday decoration. The first person is Alan and Jean Snyder on Covert Holiday Spirit. Jason and Kelly Hodgetts on Sharon Road for Superior. Herman Ruffin, Most Animated. Betty Dunn and Sons, City's Best Outdoor Display. Bill Broker, Most Festive. Teresa Davis, Holiday Spirit. There are others on the list that were given awards that are not here tonight, but there were a lot of people that did put lights up and decorated that didn't call in to take part in the contest. So I would like to say from the city of Forest Park to all of our residents who did put lights up, thanks again for lighting up the city of Forest Park for the holiday season. Look forward to seeing a lot of lights, more lights next year and more people calling in. Thanks to you all.
Okay, that would bring us to the next item, item number 4, communications from the public. However, as is our usual practice, before we do that, those of you who would like to leave us now, feel free to do that. You won't hurt our feelings, but you're welcome to stay if you choose to.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Item number 4, communications from the public. This is the time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. When recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comments or questions. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcriptions. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address council? Seeing no one, then we will go to item number 5, report of standing committees. First of those is Public Safety Committee. Councilwoman Cottle is absent. Is there anybody from that committee who would like to report for her?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to recognize the safety measures that were issued by the fire department, as they usually do. It concerns the winter season that we're involved in at the moment. Just want to remind the citizens that we, during the winter period, that we don't overexpose ourselves in shoveling snow, of course, and also be aware of the fact that hypothermia is also a situation that we should try to avoid. And basically, just common sense things that we should do during this season. And I just wanted to bring that to our attention as a reminder. Thank you. That's the end of my report, Mr.
Any questions for public service? On the agenda for the work session of the 23rd, there's one item on the agenda amending code number 132-05, codified ordinances, discharges of firearms and fireworks. Next, the next standing committee report is public improvement and facilities. Mr. Southall.
Mr. Mayor, I do not have a report for public improvements at this time. Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Southall? Hearing none, Mr. Southall, at this time I have no items on the agenda for you for the next work session. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not at this time, thank you.
Next report, next standing committee is Ways and Means Committee, Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, just a couple things about our economic development program. We have two active retentions that are taking place currently, and one of those is A&E Doors, which is expanding their facility on West Sharon by 15,000 square feet, and then also adding another 15 to approximately 15 jobs. We also have 3 prospects that we're looking at. Those are certainly competitive, and we're hoping that we will be able to secure those. Those would be great additions. And the mall also has a new marketing manager, so we're hoping for, possibly some movement on that.
Any questions for Councilwoman Herbie? Councilwoman Herbie, I have no items on the agenda for the work session. Do you have any to add?
No, sir.
Next committee is Community Development, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report. However, if there are any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
Any questions for Mr. Barnes? Hearing none, Mr. Barnes, I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, thank you.
Next standing committee is Law Committee, Councilwoman Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report from the Law Committee at this time.
Any questions for Councilwoman Collins? Hearing none, I have no items on the agenda for the work session. Do you have any to add?
No.
Next committee report is Human Resources Committee, Councilwoman Holt.
I would just like to say to all of the citizens of Forest Park, if you're interested in serving on a board or commission, we do have some openings. Please give us a call, and we'll be happy to talk with you with that. And I think a congratulation is in order to our clerk of council. So congratulations to you. With that, that would conclude my report. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for Councilwoman Holt? Hearing none. I have no items on the agenda for you. Do you have any to add?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Intergovernmental Relations and Communications. This is my committee. I would just add that we're in the process of reviewing, again, some of the workings of Mayor's Court. I don't know if there will be any changes. If there are, those will certainly be reported to council. That would end my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any. And I have no items on the agenda for the next work session. Next item is item number 6, Mayor's report. I have no particular items to report other than I too would offer my congratulations to Ms. Denise Dirksen and thank her for the privilege of performing that ceremony. That would end my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any.
That's not Denise. I mean, I can hope, but Sally.
I think we should also welcome our law director back and tell him we're glad to see him here, and we hope that his recovery comes well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is item number 7, Mr. Hodges, City Manager's report.
Yes, I'll report 2 things. One, that departmental reports were completed and placed on file with the Clerk of Council, and they're available for public inspection. And I'll also report that thus far, as most of you probably realize, we have had a very light winter in terms of snow removal. But nevertheless, the freeze-thaw cycle creates havoc on our roads, and we're busy taking care of potholes that spring up. And as it turns out, during these winter months, about the best you can do is fill the potholes with material, which doesn't really last very long. When the temperatures get up to a certain level, we will go out with a hot mix material and try to work the hot mix. So it's a little bit of a balancing act in terms of keeping up with the potholes. When the weather really warms up in the spring, early summer time, then you can do more permanent repairs. But the whole point is, if anyone identifies any pothole or areas, just let us know, and we will certainly get to it if it's not already on our schedule. We do ride the roads and we do check the roads, but it only takes one cycle, and you can have one street that really kind of buckles up on you pretty bad. But we're on top of it, and as I say, we patrol the streets every day and try to find those areas, make a work list, and address it as soon as we possibly can. That would conclude my report, but I would respond to any questions if there are any.
Any questions for our city manager? Hearing none, thank you, sir. Next item is item 8, other reports. First of those being Mr. John Wyckoff, Law Director.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's good to be back. During my absence, I was trying to keep up with different legal issues, reviewing tax software agreement here, and also a couple of decisions came out. I'm not sure if my secretary, who takes the last 2 weeks of the year on vacation, have gotten to them yet, but one deals with a police chase situation liability, and the other a public records issue. Other than that, I would have nothing to report, other than I'm glad to get away from daytime TV.
Any questions for Mr. Wyckoff? Mr. Hodges?
I will note that John's secretary is very efficient. We got the reports, and we did copy them on the council. So thank you.
Next report is Clerk of Council, Mrs. Hoffman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report that ordinance number 17-2016 through 22-2016 and resolution numbers 40-2016 through 50-2016 were posted as required. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Clerk of Council? Hearing none, we go to item number 9, new business. Motion, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to appoint Charles Johnson as the temporary chair of Public Safety.
Second.
Been moved and second that we appoint Charles Johnson as temporary chair of Public Safety Committee. Is there any discussion?
Yes,
Mr. Barnes?
just for clarity, this motion was done on behalf of the mayor. As we all know, appointments to committees and commissions are the duty of the mayor. However, due to the fact that this is on his behalf because he's being appointed to that position, I was asked to read the motion. So just to make sure we're in compliance to the rules.
Mr. Burns, may I add something? Also, there's a requirement, regardless of who's appointed, that person's appointed with the consent and advice of council.
Correct.
So this motion does serve a dual purpose.
Yes. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing no extension, the motion will be recorded as passed unanimously. Next item on the agenda, item B is a motion. Councilwoman Collins.
I move to direct the clerk of court to notify the Ohio Department of Liquor Control that the city of Forest Park does not request a hearing regarding liquor license transfer requests to Mike Asani, LLC, DBA Forest Park Pony Keg, 669 Northland Boulevard, Forest Park, Ohio, 45240, from B.R. Sons, LLC, at the same address for a C1 and C2 permit. The police department has reviewed this matter.
Got your second first.
Just a correction, it should be clerk of council, not clerk of courts.
I'm
So
sorry.
you need a second first.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we direct the clerk of council to notify the legal department that we do not request a hearing on the application. Is there a discussion? Councilwoman Collins.
The police department has reviewed this matter and has no particular concerns about the request that would be cause for voicing an objection.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda, item C, a motion, Councilwoman Herbie.
Yes, I would move to receive the general fund summary report as presented to council this evening.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we receive the general fund summary report as presented to council. Is there any discussion?
I just want to make note that normally these are contained in the departmental reports, but we must have had a update or correction that was done this afternoon, and that's why this was presented to us and not in the departmental reports.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to receive the general fund summary report as presented to council, let it be known by the sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Opposed? With no dissents, this motion passes unanimously. Is there any further business to come before the body? Is there any further business to come before the body? Hearing none, we are adjourned.